In a secret laboratory deep down in the bowels of the earth, this man carries out his fiendish research.
Is it safe?
Clear. But I'm gonna torture you anyway.
No, that didn't hurt, did it?
You can't let a man die so that you can discover something?
Doctor, he's gone.
Oh my God, don't stop now!
What kind of a movie is this? It's a brand new entertainment experience, like a fresh ocean breeze. It's the story of a dolphin, an amazing one, and a boy who becomes his friend. And it's the story of their wonderful adventures together.
1994, the year of Carey. After Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber were huge hits, all in the same year, we all felt that Jim could do no wrong. Until he did a ton wrong. Like Lenny Kravitz in A Series of Unfortunate Events, or Lemony Snicket, or whatever, Fun with Dick and Jane, and dating Jenny McCarthy. Please note that those movies I just mentioned, that you probably never saw, made Jim well over $20 million apiece. But in 1994, Jim was unstoppable. Now, like them or hate him, The Mask and Dumb and Dumber hold up to our modern lens, but Ace Ventura doesn't have a problem, it has several. So let me put on my latex glove and start digging in deep to two of the most troubling scenes in this film. The realization that Finkle is Einhorn, and the end scene that outs Einhorn against her will.
We join Ace deep into his investigation, trying to piece together what happened in order to get the Miami Dolphins' beloved mascot Snowflake back to them before the Super Bowl. This is a weird movie.
What the hell does Lois Einhorn have to do with Ray Finkle?
Finkle and Einhorn, 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 Finkle, Einhorn, Finkle, Finkle.
Then, thanks to one of Ace's 50 pets, he suddenly has a revelation.
What the? That's it. That's it. Einhorn is Finkle. Finkle is Einhorn! Einhorn is a man! Oh my God! Einhorn is a man!
Apparently Mr. Ventura is going to have some inflammation in his case of the not gays, and throw a little hissy fit over kissing what actually ends up being somebody who has a penis. Now, this is 1994, and things were a little bit different back then. I'm sure a little silly homophobia can be overlooked. I mean, this is the same year as the first movie to deal with AIDS. So a quick 5 seconds of somebody getting upset over having kissies, I'm sure can be understood. No, apparently he's so disgusted, he's going to vomit uncontrollably. Now this film continues with this series of sight gags for 40 fucking seconds. Now, 40 seconds doesn't seem like a long time, but while you're watching this scene, it's a lifetime. Now this is the kind of puking that is normally caused by epicac, which is something you can get diagnosed by a doctor, like myself. If you can't get to your doctor, store-bought Mountain Dew will handle all the vomiting that you'll need to do. And diarrhea. At least considering the placement of the camera, he's not trying to talk out of his butt here, is he? Although rumor has it that his butt is much more woke than he is.
I don't want to kick up a stick, but transgender men and women are people too. I mean too. And society must protect them and give them equal rights. Don't ask me to explain myself anymore.
Now that's one butt that voted for Hillary.
Pokemon go to the polls!
You know what is hilarious? Gay panic. A panic that goes on and on and on and on. I mean, if nothing else, this kind of derails the movie, doesn't it? It kind of comes to a screeching halt here. Now, let's rejoin Ace as he continues to sterilize himself from what he considers the gay virus. Ace brushes his teeth with the fervor of 1,000 suns, plunges his face because apparently men's spit has a toxic agent, much similar to those of the face huggers in Alien. Now, out of context, some of these visuals are funny, But by what we know today, it's just hard to enjoy the humor when it's coming from such a dark and disturbing place. However, Ace plunging on repeat does make me happier than it really should. But even worse than for how long it went on is the very end of it, where it looks like Ace has been actively raped. A nice double whammy of being homophobic/transphobic while simultaneously mocking rape victims, because those people have clearly had it too good for too long. If this scene had to stay in, did we have to do the whole shower thing? And not just because of the fact that it is in such unbelievably poor taste, but also because we had to see Jim's weird naked Canadian body. Oof. You know, there's some poor continuity guy on set that had to make sure that we didn't see Jim's ball bag. You know, 4 years of film school and $60K later, and here you are in an internship making sure that you don't see the mask's balls.
Ooh, somebody stop me!
Even after his existential crisis, we cut to Ace hours later, if not days later, trailing Einhorn. He brings up something she said to him earlier.
Gun is digging into my head.
Alright, 'cause of his boner. Ew. They pee out of those. I don't think the film is suggesting that Finkle is actually a member of the transgender community, but becoming a woman in order to hide in plain sight because of insanity. As usual, a character who falls anywhere under the transgender umbrella, being treated as a victim, joke, or villain is a constant problem we had in movies and still do to this day. This was 1993. We have to realize that we live in a different world than we did then. I mean, this was considered fashionable. Scully hadn't even gotten hot yet, and we were 6 years away from what many consider the greatest thing ever to happen to music, Mambo No. 5.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
So perhaps our knowledge was vague to non-existent back then, but that doesn't mean you have to promote the idea for these people to be viewed as disgusting or revolting to the touch, and more importantly, using the idea that in a nomenclature of the time that people who cross-dress are crazy and dangerous and unhinged.
Yes, Dan Marino has a superpower to make otherwise normal men fake their own deaths and have surgery to take on the identity of missing hikers to get revenge. Dan has superpowers indeed.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
Well, calm down, lady. I was being sarcastic. A little bit of bad medical bedside manner, but, you know, take it easy. We could have just left it there, but later we meet up with Ace, where he beats the hell out of her, strips her half naked, and humiliates her. Now the film is portraying this individual as a psychopath who has lost connection with reality. But that doesn't stop it from being transphobic and a game of sadistic mental torture for someone who already is unstable.
If the lieutenant is indeed a woman, as she claims to be, then, my friend, she is suffering from the worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen!
Which this leads to a visual of 30 to 40 men cleaning out their mouths as Einhorn does the classic tuck and cover.
He's duck and cover.
No, that's duck and cover. Apparently Einhorn got around, as a lot of these men are cleaning out their mouth because they had sex with her? Or is the idea of her having a penis so revolting that they just have to clean out their mouths anyways? This movie is playing off of The Crying Game, a movie that had come out 2 years earlier, which has its own set of issues. But why a movie that is about a kidnapped dolphin has to go down this road is a whole nother kettle of fish. No pun intended, because dolphins are mammals. I know that because I'm a doctor. They are also incredibly horny creatures, one of the only species that makes love for pleasure. And I think if a male dolphin accidentally made some dorsal love to another male dolphin, he wouldn't need to go through a sexual identity crisis after it happened. He would use that time to save a group of sailors whose boat sunk because dolphins are honorable and horny. Well said, Flipper. A bit sexually aggressive at the end, but your heart was in the right place.
So the fact that this is not only homophobic and transphobic, but also the main focus of the third act twist, I'm going to have to give this film a diagnosis of chlamydia. Wait, no, sorry, wrong chart. I'm going to have to give this film a diagnosis of not holding up.
So join me next time where I'll be doing a colonoscopy. I don't have the right machine, so I guess I'll have to do this the old fashioned way with the like siphoning gas. What's that? Oh, I'm going to be diagnosing another movie, see if it holds up. Oh, my grandfather is going to be so disappointed.